Good morning YouTubers, and welcome back to the David Swordplay channel. This morning we're going to fit some Barkbuster Storm handguards on the Moto Guzzi V85TT. I hope you'll find this video helpful. I do apologise in advance for the poor lighting. I've no electricity in my garage, but we're going to soldier through anyway. So we're going to go through taking off the original handguards and fitting the Barkbuster aluminium frame and the Storm handguards themselves. So I hope you find this video useful. Okay, so here we see some of the kit laid out. We've already fitted the bar on the throttle side, which I'll go through later because there's something I want to talk to you about regarding throttle clearance. So we're going to fit the bar onto the left hand side of the handlebar as you sit on the bike, and I hope you find this helpful. Now I would say off the bat, if you're not happy doing mechanical processes, then please don't attempt to do any mechanical systems on your bike if you're not confident doing them. We don't want any accidents. So please, if you're not sure about what you're doing, get somebody to help you or get a qualified mechanic, which I am, to do the job for you. So let's run through the tools. Well, we've got 19mm spanner, we've got an adjustable spanner, we've got a 5mm Allen key and a 10mm spanner. You also need a Phillips screwdriver to fit the handguards onto the bar. So there's the kit laid out. Let's go over to the bike now and take off what we need to take off to fit the new Barkbuster bar. This is what the original handguard looks like. It's a bit plasticky, fits to the mirror mount and to the bar end. So we're going to replace that with something a bit sturdier. So in case we do any off-road, if we happen to lay down the bike, there's not going to be a lot of damage done. So let's immediately get into taking off what we need to take off to fit the new bars. Okay, so the first thing we need to take off is the rubber surround on the mirror. So just pull that off. Get a 19mm spanner at the base of the mirror mount and use your adjustable and unlock the locking screw for the mirror. Always cover your tank, of course, in case you drop spanners. So we can then just pull the mirror off. It's just in a little socket. So there's the mirror removed. Just put that there for a moment and then get your 19mm spanner and crack the mirror mounting off. Now be careful because there's two spacer washers which you need to keep because you're going to put them back on the bike to cover the threads. So there's one of them, and you lift the guard up and the other one's underneath it. So they're like top hat washers and fit round the original plastic guard. So we'll put them on the mirror mount so we know where they are. And now we need to crack this bar end off here. So we're going to use the 5mm Allen bar, and there it goes. So we unscrew that. Now because I fitted Oxford heated grips, which are a bit more bulky than the actual Moto Guzzi ones, we just need to make sure that we've got enough room to fit the new bar ends which come from Barkbuster. So we take those off. There's the bar end with a little groove in it to fit the original handguard. We don't use the bolt, so all that comes off, and then we have the clutch lever exposed. We've got a crack now and take this bar end mounting off here, which we're going to use the adjustable spanner for. So we're just going to crack this. Oh, it's rather tight. And then screw it out. Now I always put a little bit of Loctite on these things to make sure that they don't vibrate loose. So there we have the original handguard and the bar end, which we can screw in there so it's all together and we won't lose it. And there it is, that's the original handguard off. We're going to retain the mirror because that's going to screw back in there like so when we finish the task. As you can see, you've got the cap head washers under there covering your threads, keeping the mirror at the same height as it was originally. To our fitting kit then, so what we need now is the bar end mount that screws into the end of the bars there, as you can see. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to put back. Okay, so there it is. We're going to screw that into the end of the bar just loosely for now to make sure that we can just check the mounting position. And a bit tight, got a bit of Loctite in there maybe. Gets to the position there where you just nip it up for now. There we go. Okay, so now we've got this mounting bar, as you can see. Now they do fit a certain way on the instructions. You need this to go down. As you can see, it's going to fit here and go under there. So the clutch, etc., is going to go over the top of that, where it goes under on the other side of the cables go under the mounting bar on the throttle side. So this one looks like it's going to go over under the wire. So let's see how we get on mounting it. It's okay, so you've got a bar end. Now you do get washers that you can put inside the bar end to move it in or out to give you a bit more space. As you can see on this one, we don't need it. We've got plenty of clearance between the grip and the bar end, so we're not going to put the spacers in. This goes into there like so. It's countersunk to fit in there. Fit that in there, and then we screw it onto the end like so. Again, we're just going to mount it loosely till we get everything in position. Okay, so what you can't see now, and I'm going to move the camera in a minute so we can see where we're working. I'm just going to give that a bit of a tighten so it keeps it in a, I can move it up and down without it falling. Okay, so that's the bar end on. As you can see, the mounting bracket. Now I'll just give you a quick demo of where the Bark Buster fits. As you can see, these are the Bark Buster Storm handguards, and they fit here, so you get more protection on your hand. As you can see, keeping the wind off your hand a lot better than the original. So that's what they're going to look like when we've finished mounting it. So let's have a look at the Bark Buster bar mounting onto the handlebars. Now we've got here, as you can see, like a bracket that goes around your bars, and you can see there's a difference in one end. Okay, there's a little bracket here that I've already mounted on the bar end, and these go around the bar and fit onto there. So that's what we're going to do next. We've got two of these brackets, one goes underneath, okay, and then we've got two Allen bolts that go through those with nylock nuts underneath. So I'm just going to mount them loosely and then bring the camera back in, and you can see where everything's mounted. There we have the bolts in, longer one at the front to go through this mounting extension piece here, and we need to tighten those up when we've got this bar in the position we like the handguards in. So we tighten those up and we tighten the bar end up, and that's the mounting done. Also the little extension we need to tighten up. Now they've all got torque settings. You see the little extension here, it just screws onto the end of the bar. Now there is a way that you have to fit these bars, and you need to make sure that you're fitting them the right way. Okay, it's all in the instructions, so just be careful if you're going to do these on your own that you fit these bars on in the correct way. You can see they're quite sturdy, a lot more sturdier than the originals. That's from the front end before we put the guard on itself. And we're just going to now run through what we had to do on the throttle side. So just bear with me a second while I switch over to that side. Now this is the throttle side, and we've had to fit a spacer in the bar end, which are just like washers. You can even get a big one. That's for the original Moto Guzzi heated grips. If you've got the original Moto Guzzi heated grips, slightly longer than the Oxford ones, you'd need to fit that spacer in here underneath there, so it keeps the throttle away and there's no chance of it jamming. I just needed to use a couple of spacer washers, so it gives me ample clearance. At least 3mm you need there, so the throttle turns easily, no problem. So that's the situation with the throttle side. It's exactly the same as mounting it on the passenger, the left hand side, sorry. So as long as you're careful, make sure that everything's clearance, and when you move the bars you don't hit your windscreen. There's plenty of clearance in this design. They've been well made because they're not cheap bark busters, but they are the bee's knees when it comes to handguards. So there it is. We're going to turn the video off now. I'm going to tighten everything up to the correct torque, which is also on the instructions. I'll just show you and if you haven't got a torque spanner, I suggest that if you're going to do maintenance, you need to buy one. Now, as you can see in the instructions, the M6 is 10 Newton meters, which is the 10mm spanner size. The M8 is 20 Newton meters, and the M18, which is the, can't see it now, where is it? There it is. It's the bar end fitting, is 21 Newton meters. So you need to tighten all those up, which is what we're going to do. As I say, these are the instructions. They're relatively simple to follow. The picture helps as well, because you can see the cables going underneath the bar end on mount on the throttle side and over on the clutch side. So that helps you with the installation. So there we go. I'm just going to turn it off now. I'll get everything tightened up and then we'll look at mounting the guards. As you can see, I've got my torque wrench set up now, and all you need to do with a torque wrench, a little quarter drive one, is just pull the bolt till you hear that click, and that's all you need to do. You don't need to do it up and down, just once is fine, and that's all torqued up. So take that off, do the same with all the other mountings. Okay, just something to point out here on the inside of the actual handguard. Just taking the okay, as you can see, or I hope you can see, there's 4 screw holes there. These 2 here closest to the risers are redundant on this application, so you use those two end screw holes and this hole here and disregard these two here. Okay, so you use that one, not those, but those at the end where the extrusion bar kind of curves round your to meet your bar end. Okay, okay YouTubers, and there we are with the new handguards on. I think they look quite dapper. I would suggest though that if you know Moto Guzzi like I do, using a little bit of this product, it's lockable, it's thread lock. It just tightens the bolt up, keeps it secure, but you can still crack the bolt and take it out if you need to. So definitely, if you think something's going to vibrate, a little bit of thread lock is just what you need. So thank you for watching. I hope this video has been helpful to you. And if you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. But as I've said before, if you're not happy doing mechanical processes, then I suggest you find a qualified mechanic and make sure the job gets done properly, because as I say, you've got things like throttle clearance to worry about, and if you're not happy doing them kind of things, it's always best to get somebody who's qualified to do them for you. Okay, thanks for watching, and thank you for tuning into the David Swordplay channel. I'll catch you on the next one.